friendly as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight. Mixing colors, day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here again. I'm back for another crafty video. So, we are going to do more with the house. So remember we tried textures last time. And these are how they've turned out. Now, I really like this one and this one. And they are so this one is the grit snowfall, that one, which I think looks like snow. So I don't really want to waste it and use it and paint over it. So that's a no, because it's expensive, because it's Tim Holtz. This one, like I say, I really like this one, and that's this, and I like the texture of it, but again, it's Tim Holtz and it's expensive, so I am going to park that and not use that one, whereas I have this. I wouldn't use it any other way. I found another one as well. I've got a dark coloured one. I thought then if I run out, I've got more, because I'm going to paint them anyway. So, and then I was thinking, well, what else do I need to do? Now, I have a confession. The door is slightly higher than it was, and that's because I started cutting and I hadn't started recording because I was having one of them days. But anyway, that's all I've done, is I've made the door slightly taller. Just didn't think it looked right the way it was. I don't know whether I still got the piece. I do have it here. So that's the bit that was in there, and I just didn't think it looked right with it all being the same level as that. So I cut it down. I cut it up a bit. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to cover this with this. However, I've also thought that now, because if I'm going to cover it in this kind of render, maybe I should make it look a bit... I don't know whether to go down the route of making it look a bit Tudory. So I've got these, which are some wooden stirrers. Now, I know that lots of people probably would have just gone and stolen them from the local cafe, except for I can't do that because I feel observed. And I've got this. This is a cutter. This is a it uses like a Stanley blade, or I don't know what they're called in other countries, but we call these Stanley knives, these blades, and it's a Stanley blade. And this cuts at different angles, so I can angle this to being, for instance, 45 degrees, pop it on here, chomp it, and then I've got a 45-degree angle, which means that if I cut another one, hopefully, at the same angle, but when I stick them together they form a square. Well, a right angle anyway, rather than a wrong angle. So I was thinking maybe I layer a few of these up to make them look like a timber framed thing. I know it's all getting a bit out of control, isn't it? So, but I was thinking, you know, what other things do I need to do? I also need to put on some window frames anyway. So I thought, well, you know, at least I've got these. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to cover it in this paste first. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because remember, I'm learning as I go. So yeah, I'll just cover a couple of things. A couple of people have said, why haven't I put measurements and things on? Because this is my play day. So for those of you that aren't aware, I work a full-time job. I'm often called out on emergency call-outs on top of my usual hours. So I tend to work on average around a 50-hour week, which means I only have a Saturday and a Sunday left. Saturday mornings are spent doing all of my household chores, going out, getting shopping, etc. Saturday afternoon is spent doing prep and idea creations for upcoming videos, and then Sunday, which is what it is for me today, is spent filming, and I usually try to get at least 3 videos filmed on a Sunday, which, at an hour usually is what they average out at. You'd think that that's only going to take 3 hours, but it doesn't, because you have to do all the setup and prep and, clean all your brushes and get ready for the next roll. It takes me about 6 hours. So I just don't have that time to have built one of these previously to know the learnings to tell you. I'm just building it as I go, and anything I learn and you find useful, you can take it away and make your own project. You might not, if you want to make something, you might not want to make it the same size as mine, for instance, or whatever. So that's just to try and explain the reasons why. Anyway, so now I know that they are coffee stirrers and they're not going to be perfect, but that's a little bit bent. So let's try and find some that aren't quite so bent. I guess when I stuck it down, you're not going to notice. So what I need to do is I need to do some measurements now, because I need to measure these windows so that I can. What's the width of these? These are they're about a quarter of an inch, but they're actually 1 centimetre. Sorry, half a centimetre. So I need to measure these with half a centimetre clearance either side. So I need these. So I need the top and the bottom ones to be 8, and I need the left and right side to be typically not a standard size. So 6.2 centimeters. So I'm doing these in centimeters now. So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just working my own thing out. So what did I say? See, the memory of a goldfish. Where's my pen? There it is. Sorry, I try not to sing. Oh, by the way, hopefully you guys are now all listening to my new intro jingle. There's going to be there's 2 distinct ones. So there's one that is more jazzy, and that's the everyday one, and then I have one that sounds like a bit of a old time crooner, and that's my Christmassy one, and hopefully you'll see a distinction, a bit of a redesign as well of the thumbnails. So yeah, I like, let me know what you think, etc. And we'll go from there. So yeah, hopefully you've noticed that there was a difference. So what did I just say that was? 8. So that's going to be 8 centimeters. I have to write cm next to it, because otherwise I've been so used to doing everything in inches I'll forget. So that's there. So that means it's there, which is 6.2 by 6.2. Now is that that's the same, isn't it? 8. Yeah, by, yeah, they should be, because they were made. Yeah, they were. And then the ground floor one should be the same width, which is 8. Yeah, but they're not as tall. So they are going to be 4.7. So they're going to be 8 cm by 4.7 cm, and want times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of those, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of those. Oh no. Is that right? No, that's not the size. Dave, you idiot. Just being an idiot now. They're different. Try again. So we need 8 centimetre ones. 8 cm. Because it's not by, because I can't make that width. So 8 centimetre times 8. And then 6.2 cm times 2. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and then 4.7 cm by 4. Oh, and then I need something round the door, don't I? Don't I? That's not very good English, Dave. So, don't I? Right. I'm thinking now. Hopefully, this will all work out, because like maybe I should just do one, and I'll see if it all works out first. So I want above the door there to there, wherever that measurement is, which I can't really see. Oh, it's because I'm measuring it on the other side of the thing. That's why. There to there, which is 8 point. Of course, it's going to be something stupid. 8.2. Well, at least they're at 0.2s. 8.2 times 2, and then just one lintel at the top. Not a lentil. Don't stick any lentils to it, Dave. By 5. So 5 times 1. Okay, so let me just cut a couple. So we're gonna, because the reason why I've measured it like that is because that's the widest point, and then if I cut them down to that size and then cut them off at that angle, or mark them at least that size. This is when it gets all very complicated. Right, first of all, let's just chomp all the ends off, because they're all rounded at the ends. So let's just chomp the ends off, Dave. Oh. I don't know which way that went. It went over there. Oh, there's another one. They're all loose. There's a fly on my desk. There's a fly on the end of my finger now. Isn't there a song about, or is it a poem? There was an old woman who lived in a ship. No, that's not that one. There was an old woman who swallowed a fly. That's the one. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. There was an old woman who swallowed a frog. I don't know why she swallowed a frog. Oh no, she swallowed a frog to catch the fly. Perhaps she'll die. And then it goes on, doesn't it? Like cat to catch the frog, to then the dog to catch the cat, and the yeah. So anyway, back to school with Dave. So let's just do those for now. Let's just get something on the board. Right, I'm going to use this pen because I think it'll mark better on the wood. So if I do that, and then if I cut a 45-degree angle from that point, and that's 60, Dave, that's 45. So that's got to be the longest part. So if I cut that there, and then cut this, that needs to be that way around, Dave. So the longest part, just cutting the rest of it off. And then that, hopefully, will then sit like that. Yes. That's, well, it's kind of, I think it's going to work. I don't know. You know. So, what I might do is do all of this. And oh, I know what I could do. If I'm going to do all of this and just let it all flow, I could play you the extended version of my jingle over a speeded up version of me cutting all of these. So that might happen. I don't know. Depends on how much I remember when I come to do the editing. Because I don't always have a very good memory. I don't have a very good memory at all. This ruler is very bent. So yeah, I think I'm going to cut these and then come back to you. Otherwise it could get very tedious watching me cut all of these.
Well, there's a fellow known to all. He's got scissors, glue and paper calls. Creates wonders with his hands, so brave. We know him fondly as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight. Mixing colors, day and night. With his crafty touch, he's set to save every little piece for Dash of Dave. Ephemera and paper too, mysterious art in every hue. He's got that magic, watch him weave a world of wonders you can't believe. His videos spread creative cheer, with every cut he's drawing near. Comments fly, oh Dave, you're great. No projects ever second rate. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight. Mixing colors, day and night. With his crafty touch, he's set to save every little piece for Dash of Dave. Ephemera and paper too, mysterious art in every hue. He's got that magic, watch him weave a world of wonders you can't believe. His videos spread creative cheer, with every cut he's drawing near. Comments fly, oh Dave, you're great. No projects ever second rate. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight. Mixing colors, day and night. With his crafty touch, he's set to save every little piece for Dash of Dave.
Okay, so I've done the cutting. I've made a right mess. It's like how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood type situation, because like it's all gone over there. So I'll be finding that for weeks later and thinking, what the heck? That's what the heck, Dave. That's what the heck. So let's move these off here. I put them on there just so that I could try and separate the bits that I needed with the bits that I didn't need. I did cut some with a flat end, which I don't know where I've put now. I've pushed them over there, that's why. These ones with the flat end, I think that's also part of it, are the ones for around the door. So, because obviously I didn't want to chamfer it off at this end, because they've got to go around this door like this. Hopefully that will kind of go there, and I think that's the lintel. So, you know, it's not perfect, but you know, it's not terrible either. And then that's going to go there with, oh, I've forgotten which ones they are now. Is it that one? It is. It's that one. Oh, blimey, this is when you shouldn't mess them all up, Dave. So, is it that one, or is that too big? No, I think that's okay. Might be a little big, but that's going to go like that. So anyway, that's how they're going to go, and I think that they will fit. So I'm just going to keep those to one side. The reason why I wanted to kind of get them cut now is because I'd like to kind of bed them in to the render that we're going to paste onto this. And I wanted them to be ready so that I could just stick them in before it all dries. I'm not expecting the render that we're going to put on it to hold them, but I thought if there was a place for it to sit in, otherwise I'm going to have to put those on and then render over it and then scrape it off the wood bit. Do you know what I mean? So So this is what I'm going. This is the approach I am going to make. So I will get myself a spatula. So I'm no good at plastering, so I'm not sure what the end result of this will be. So because I'm just going to go for it and I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to stick. Oh, see, I've already made a mess. I'm just going to stick it on. Maybe I should have covered my desk with something, but oh well. I was going to say you live and you learn, but you know me, I don't live and learn anything. I live. Do I learn? No. So, learning seems like way too much hassle. No, learning requires you to have a memory. That's the problem, Dave. So you don't have a memory. So terrible memory. So anyway, I'm going to stick this on. Now I don't know what kind of finish I'm going to go for. I'm kind of going to go for a bit of a random kind of look like it's been done by hand, the render on the outside of a building. You know, it's kind of looks a little bit haphazard, especially because we're going for that kind of old school look where, you know, there wouldn't have been a machine to. I don't know how is render applied to the outside of a house these days. I don't know how it was applied to the outside of a house previously. I know that they didn't lie the house down like this. So, well, at least I hope it didn't. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna, like I say, just gonna stick it on, and I know I'm going right up to the window, but that's because I want to kind of squeeze them into something, so that they've almost got like a somewhere that they're bedded into. I didn't think about that bit there, did I? I don't know whether I'm going to get a lintel and a door frame in around that bit. Let's get a covering first, Dave, before you start titivating. He says, titivating. Let's get a general coverage on it. I think actually this could be a very good roof substitute. You know, I was thinking about what to put on the roof, and I was thinking about making those tiles, but maybe this might be a good. I don't know. I might stick with what I was planning, but it might be a good. You know, if I did it in the slate colour, which is that. I think that's slate coloured. Might be a good. I don't know. That one has been open, so that might have gone off. Make sure we've got good coverage of it. See that this one is. I think there'll be enough actually of this, but got it. You'd be chucking me out if I was doing this work for you. I've got it all over the floor. Oh, that's the best thing to do. Once you get it all over the floor, take the floor out, and it stops being a problem. This is why I'm not a handyman. I'm an I don't know what the opposite of an unhandy person is. I mean, I can. Don't get me wrong. When we're talking full size, I can pull my own weight when it comes to drilling a hole or sanding something. Or I'm not very good at painting, simply because I don't like doing it. I don't mind emulsion, because it doesn't smell horrible, but I can't use gloss because it smells vile, so it gives me the heebie-jeebies. But I'm good at a few other things. I can hold my own when it comes to doing a bit of DIY. But I'm not a master of anything. I am a self-taught, give it a go, Bodget and Scarpa type type person. So I don't think I've put that on too bad, you know. I think that's me. Obviously, I don't think I've done too bad. You might think otherwise. So I was thinking I'd like it to kind of have a look like it's been put on with a very small trowel, because they wouldn't have put it on with a thing this size, would they? Or do I want to make it smooth? Maybe I want to make it smooth. It's already drying out on that bit. I can't understand why it's drying out there so quickly. Maybe it's a much thinner layer. Don't want it to look perfect. I think I'm going to go for a bit smoother than I've got, but I don't want it to look perfect, if you know what I mean. It's a good job, really, because it's me in charge then. I'm a bit concerned that it's drying so quick, because I don't know whether I'm going to get my frames on if it dries this quickly. You know, I don't think that's terrible. Like I say, it's not perfect, but I do want it to have an air of it's been created. Right, so I should really be thinking about getting some of these in. And I'm a bit concerned because I wasn't expecting to have to work so quick, but I want to put these on so that they're in the right place. That way then, if it does bond it, they'll bond, but if it doesn't, I can do something about that. But if I don't put them on, and then I rely on it, you know, it will all be all uneven. I can't really explain what I'm talking about because I have no idea. I don't know who I am, let alone what I'm talking about. So I don't want to get my fingers all over it. I'm happy. I don't mind it getting a little bit of it on, but I'd like it to be a bit less gammy around that edge. So yeah, like that. Like I say, I don't think it's going to stick it, but at least there's a groove for it to sit in. It's got to get it into the groove, you know. Especially if you're Madonna, which I'm not, clearly not Madonna, but get up on the beat, yeah, Yep, don't sing that, Dave. We know him fondly as Dash of Dave. I'll sing that instead. The smaller one, I think that's it. I don't know whether this is any good. I mean, like you guys will probably be ones screaming at the screen, going, "That's horrible, Dave, you idiot!" It's all right. I've been told many a time that I'm an idiot. I spent most of my school years being told I was an idiot. However, who's laughing now? I'm not an idiot. I'm just autistic, so just learning a different way. Oh no! Sorry if I'm getting my hand in the shot. Yeah, I've got a little bit over the window, never mind. Why is that not fitting? Oh, it does, it's fine. Like I say, it was all going so well. And then I touched it. I don't know, that looks alright, I think. These side, is that a side panel? Yes, it is. Put that on. Is that a side as well? I think it is. Oh, that's not. That's the top. Well, top or bottom, it doesn't matter. Don't like the feel of this texture paste on my fingers. It's very gritty, but that's what we're doing it for. It's got that grit feeling, which will give it a nice matte finish when it's finished. And it will hopefully take colour nicely, that's what I mean, Dave. So if you're thinking, I wonder if coffee stirrers would work. They do indeed. Now I did think about lolly sticks, that's why I said lolly sticks, but I just thought they would be too wide because they're quite a chunky beast, aren't they? And I think they'd look out of proportion on this. I mean, the coffee stirrers I'm hoping will be useful for other things, so I'm hoping to put like a frame inside that window bit as well. So they're on there. Like I say, I'm not expecting it to be stuck down, but at least they are in place, and you know, it's got a memory for where they're going to be when I come to actually stick them down, because they'll have a little squished part in the render. So obviously that means I can't. Oh, see, it can't turn them over, but he had to try. Oh. But you know, that's fine. I should really have thought about this, because this is going to cause issues, isn't it? Just can't turn it on its side now. Should have done the sides first. But like I say, I don't think that's going to take long to dry anyway. So maybe what I should think about is the interior thing. So I know the measurements, because the measurements are what was it, 1/2 centimetre either side extra for the frame. So if I drop it by 1/2 centimetre, each one of these measurements, that should give me, and cut it with a straight line, that should then give me an interior like lintel type thing. It's a very wonky one. Right. Let's just cut this off. So this is what I'm thinking. So if I cut that, hopefully that won't fly into the render. Oh, and I want this to be I want this one to be, so I'm going to try where the 8 centimetre one is. If I cut that down to 7 centimetres, if I cut that straight there on that line, I'm hoping that will then go in that space. Oh my gosh, it does. Dave, you wonderful person, you. Very excited now. You thought I was excited before, and very excited now. You know, don't you just love it when a plan comes together? So if I do a lot of these, how many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I do 8 of these, and then drop each one of these down by 1 centimetre, I should have enough for the interior bits. So obviously you guys aren't going to necessarily see all of this being done in this video, because we need need to leave that render stuff to dry. I keep calling it render. It's not render, Dave. You're not actually making a house. You just think you are. The faux fender. Oh no, that's a car. Well, that's not what we call it, but that's what everybody in America calls a. Is that what the bumper is? Is that what we call a bumper? I think it's what we call a bumper anyway. So, yeah, on a car, we call it the thing that gives you a bit of leeway if you run into something. We call a bumper. And I believe it's called a fender in America. I think it's the same thing. It's like we call it a boot, and Americans call it a trunk. And we call the front of a car a bonnet, and in America it's called a hood. And we drive on the right hand side. Oh, we don't. Well, we drive on the left. Our steering wheel is on the right hand side. So, because then that means the steering wheel is in the centre of the road, like it would be if you drove with your steering wheel on the left and you drive on the right. So yeah. So I know that people say, "Oh, that'd be really hard to get used to," but I'm not sure whether it would be, because it's no different to us driving on the left when we go to mainland Europe. So, and it's surprising how quickly you kind of just get used to it. So, how many have we got there? 6. So, yeah. So anyway, that's my theories from Dave, which you didn't tune in for. Opinions from Dave, then. You didn't tune in for them either, so. Oof. No, oof is not what you were trying to say, Dave. I don't know what are they called. Lintels around the world, the wooden bits that go around a window. Well, then no, the lintel is the bit that's across the top, isn't it, of a window? So, well, actually, maybe that should be what's put on there as well. There should be a bigger thing across the top. Oh, there's no space though, is there? The lintel is under the render. We'll just leave it at that. So these are going to be the tops and bottoms. We also need a 6.2 centimetre, so that's going to make it 5.2 centimetre. So let's just go. Sorry, I just can't see on this thing where I'm at that point with my eyesight. And I keep putting things down and then wiping my finger over it. And I'm like, oh, Dave, you just wipe that off, you idiot. First prize idiot. So that's 5. I'm not really accounting for the actual width of that, but I hopefully can't really do anything until that's dry. But hopefully it'll fit in. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to chip a little bit off it. So let's see if that's going to be long enough. Trying to use up some of these bits of... No, that's not going to be long enough, Dave. So I don't have to just keep chopping away at a new one. There you go, there's a piece there, long enough. So I'm thinking of maybe staining these or painting them. I mean, like, I realise that if I paint them, you're going to think, well, what was the point of actually spending all that time making sure that it looked like wood? But I might paint them with the wood grain in it, or I might stain them so they are a different colour and therefore you can see that they're wood. I don't know. At the moment I don't know. I kind of haven't thought all of the solutions out because it's all about having to play. So yeah, I was thinking about I was doing like the downpipe last time, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do regarding that, because I did think I have some. Let me just see. I've got some of these paper straws, and I don't know whether the paper straws might be a more proportion. Oh no, definitely not going to be more proportionate. I was thinking that was going to be better, but I don't think it will, because it'll just look like a massive industrial pipe sticking out of the house, won't it? So we need 3.7. Maybe that will be a 3.7. Right, where's the 3.7 mark? 3.7 is going to be about there. 3.7. I think I'm just going to mark all of these first and then cut them in a second. 7. How many of those do I need? 4. 3.7. At least I'm using up all of these bits of stirrer. Means I'm going to. I bought 1,000. I didn't know how many I might need. I think I might have like several hundred, like 992 of them left at the end of this. But hey, that's 4. Don't need to do any more of those. So that's that, and that. So, and then we need a 4, because that's a 5, and we need a 4. So let's see this one. 4 is there. Much easier to see when it's like an actual line rather than the fractions of a. So when you're in millimetre territory, it's hard to tell. So hopefully this is all making sense. I mean, like I say, this is not me saying do this. This is me saying I'm doing this, so you don't have to. I can make the mistakes, then you can learn and say, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make anything like that, Dave. Or you can say, actually, I'm going to give that a go, and thank you for the learning. Thank you for the memories. What's this? Oh, that's the door frame. I'm thinking, what on earth is this? I need 2 of them. Go with this. I think I'm just going to cut that end off and make it straight. I really need to clean up my floor in this room. I think my annual clean-up will be happening. Oh no, that was 8.2, and I need it to be 7.2, don't I? You first prize idiot. Let's just do it on here. Yeah, so I need to tidy up again. So there'll be another craft room tidying video coming up soon, I would have thought. Is that the same size? It is. Just doubting myself. Cool. So yeah, so there are our lintly things. Oh, the desk is all horrible and gritty now. It's got that dried render stuff on it. So I obviously can't put those in. But I wonder if they are kind of sufficiently bedded in for me to be able to just remove things. I don't even think you can tell that they were even there, Dave. So I think you can quite happily remove those. Yeah, it's dry enough for it if there is an indentation that it hasn't. Might have just flattened the surface down. I don't even think there was any point in doing that. Oh no, that corner, there's definitely a bit of an indentation where this was. So they'll just sit back in that. That's what I was thinking would happen all the way round. But I guess it depends on how thick the render is and where, on anywhere where you've put it. I'm just going to take all of these off, and then that way then I can tip it up on its side and get the rest of the render on. No, that's stuck down, was it? No. No, it hasn't. Oh, pulled something off. Well, that's pulled something off as well. It's definitely pulled some of that stuff off it. Just going to get rid of that off the back of there. It's obviously thicker on this bit here. Cool, so these are all of our frames, and they're all of our inside bits. Let's get rid of that. And then I think I'm going to flip it over and then try and render this side now. I don't know how I'm going to cover that bit up at the minute. Might give it a go. Just try and just layer it on and see if we can get it on like that. Let's kind of push it into the grooves. Get into the shut up, Dave. Might turn that round so it's facing me. I can see what I'm doing then. I'm going to squash it into that. That's just the edge of the cardboard. Obviously, it's not the same texture. But when you cut cardboard, you don't cut with a smooth edge, unfortunately. But you know, it's good. We're using stuff up. We're not buying stuff, or we're using stuff I could use for other things. I'm just using bits of old packing, which is great. So, oh, that's all right. That's gone all right. All right. Just going to put the rest of this, so I'll just pull it back from this edge. I'll try and smooth it out a bit. We don't have a rough edge. I mean, I guess I could just sand it off if it looks really terrible, but and it doesn't have to be thick. And we're just giving it a texture. We just want to kind of disguise the cardboard. And then we can. I want to make it look. I think I'd like to paint it white, because then I can make it look dirty. So I thought if I paint the render white, and then I can make the, underneath the window ledges and that sort of thing look a bit dirty looking, so aged rather than dirty, Dave. That might be a better word. Right, so I am using this sparingly now, because I'd like to get it all covered in one colour if I can, and I don't have a huge amount of it left. Right, remember, don't put your finger in it, Dave. Still needs a bit there, I think. Still see a bit of. Yeah. A plasterer, I am not. Oh, that's so good. It's not going the way that you expected it to, Dave. That's a bit of a disaster there, but never mind. Is this the reason why I've never seen anybody do this? Oh, for goodness sake. It's because I'm trying to be gentle, and I'm trying to be gentle and not holding on to this, whereas I should be just being gentle on this bit. Oh, you know what I've just thought? I can't flip it over, can I? So if I flip it over, that's just going to be on the desk. I might have to flip it and just do it. So I might do this off camera. I'll come back to you. That's a good plan. Okay, so I have now rendered all of the sides of it. So it's a bit heavier now because it's got, oh look, I've missed a bit there. Typical. Yeah, so I've done all of the sides to some level of acceptableness. And I think it's looking all right. There's a little bit there missing, but never mind. We can always put some weeds up that corner. So there's that side, and then there's this side. So yeah, I think it's looking okay actually. So I'm very pleased with what I've done so far. I think today that's where we're going to pause it. I'm going to have a think about whether I'm going to do the roof in that, because I actually quite like the texture of that. But then I've got to think about how would I then make the tiles look tiley. Or short of making like little tile, like maybe the other thing I thought about doing is possibly spreading some of this over some cardboard and then cutting them up into actual little tiley shapes. But I thought that no, maybe that might be a little bit like ambitious, and I might be here a long time doing that. But yeah, so that's where we are at the moment. I like the way it's looking actually at the moment, and obviously we need to do, you know, there's quite a bit of work we need to do, but I'm, like I say, generally happy. It's all looking quite good. There's a bit there where it's kind of just sunken down. Let's just put my lid back on my pen. There, but we can kind of infill that with a bit of glue, and that'll kind of keep it upright. So I'm going to put this up on my shelf to kind of let it dry, and I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. So anyway, yeah, so this Vic bought me as a Christmas present a couple of years ago now, and I don't use it very often, but I tell you what, it does something that nothing else can do. Making those little angles is fantastic. It wasn't a huge amount of money either, so yeah, I'm going to go and wash this because otherwise that'll dry and all be not usable. And that's it. So anyway, yes, thank you. My name is Dash of Dave, as you probably are aware. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. That's how you can tell me. And I will see you in the next video. So thanks very much for watching. My name is Dash of Dave. I said that already, Dave. Shut up, Dave. I love you all, without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of hugs. And I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye. Bye.